Do you know that the introduction to your article can make or break its success? This is because the introduction is the first thing your audience encounters. If it does not grab their attention, they might not stick around to read the rest of your article. On the other hand, a great introduction can hook your audience and keep them engaged to the end. Hello everyone and welcome to my class. In this video, I will show you how to write a good introduction. A good introduction is designed to grab the reader's attention, provide necessary context, and set the stage for the rest of the essay. In order to achieve that, the introduction should include a hook, background information, thesis statement, scope of the essay, and transition. Now, if you know how to write these 5 elements, you will produce a captivating introduction. So let's dive into each of these concepts in more detail. The hook. The hook is the opening line or sentence of your introduction that grabs the audience's attention and make them want to keep reading. It is the moment where you captivate your audience, and it's crucial to make it count. Here are some examples of great hooks. You can start with a quote. Start with a quote that is relevant to your content and immediately captures your audience's attention. For example, in every job that must be done, there's an element of fun. Start with a bold statement. Make a bold statement that challenges the audience's way of thinking. For example, do you ever feel like you'll never achieve your dreams? Well, I'm going to show you how to make them a reality. Use humor. Use humor to hook your audience and make them laugh. For example, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Start with a question. Ask a question that is relevant to your content and instantly connects with your audience. For example, have you ever wondered how to make a perfect cup of coffee? This way, you immediately pique their curiosity and compel them to find out. Share an interesting fact. Share a fascinating fact or statistic that people might not know. This quickly captivates their attention and makes them want to learn more. For example, did you know that there are over 100 million people in America who drink coffee every day? Or tell a story. Start your article with a story that is relatable to your audience. This makes them feel connected with you and invested in your article. For example, I remember my first attempt to swim. I was so nervous, and it turned out to be a disaster. But I learned from my mistakes, and now I want to share my tips with you. By using a quote, bold statement, telling a joke, asking a question, sharing an interesting fact, or telling a story, you can instantly capture your audience's attention and keep them engaged throughout your article. Background information. After you've hooked your audience, it is time to give them background information about the topic at hand. This information provides context and helps your audience to understand what the content is all about. Here are some examples of how to provide background information. Define the topic. Provide a definition of the topic you'll be discussing. For example, science fiction is a type of storytelling that often involves fantastical settings, advanced technology, and themes of discovery and exploration. Give historical context. Give your audience some historical background on the topic. For example, the civil rights movement was a major turning point in American history. Or provide statistics. Use statistics to give your audience an idea of the scope and importance of the topic. For example, Did you know that every year over 1 million people die from heart disease? Providing background information is an important step to engage and educate your audience. By defining the topic, giving historical context, or providing statistics, you can give your audience the necessary information to understand your content and its importance. Thesis statement. After providing your audience with some background information, it is time now to write the thesis statement. This is the main argument or point of the essay. It should be clear and concise and provide a roadmap for the rest of the essay. To develop your thesis statement, start with a question or an idea in mind. Begin by asking a question or stating an idea that you want to explore in your essay. For example, what is the impact of social media on society? Now answer that in clear and concise statement. For example, social media has revolutionized communication and provided people with new ways to connect. To learn more about the steps you need to develop a strong thesis statement, watch this video. I will also leave a link in the description below. Scope of the essay. It should briefly state the main points that will be covered in the essay and what the reader can expect to learn. For an essay about the impact of social media on society, your scope might be to explore how social media has changed the way we communicate, how it affects our mental health, and how it has influenced political discourse. This means that the essay should be focusing on these specific areas: how social media has changed the way we communicate, how it affects our mental health, and how it has influenced political discourse. When establishing the scope of your essay, it is important to be clear and specific so that your audience knows exactly what you'll be discussing. Transition. Finally, the introduction should provide a transition into the body of the essay. This can be a transitional sentence that connects the introduction to the first paragraph of the essay. Take a look at this example. The transition links the opening statement about the scope of the essay to the first specific point that will be discussed: exercise's potential benefits for physical health. And take a look at the second example. This transition sets up the first point of discussion, how social media has changed communication, after introducing the broader topic of social media's impact on society. A good transition should feel natural and seamless, linking the different parts of your essay together and helping your reader follow your train of thoughts. So, a great introduction includes a hook, background information, thesis statement, scope of the essay, and a transition. And here's another example of a good introduction incorporating all of these elements. In this introduction, I started with a hook that gets children, my audience, thinking about how animals live. The background information is in simple but engaging language that lets them know what they'll be reading about. The thesis statement tells them what to expect from the essay, a look at different animals' homes and families. The scope is well defined, indicating the types of animals' homes that will be looked at and how they provide protection. And the transition is used to introduce the topic of animals' homes that will be discussed in the next paragraph. Overall, this introduction is designed to excite and engage children in the wonderful world of animals' homes and families. So there you have it, some tips on how to write a great introduction that includes a hook. It should start with a sentence that captures the reader's attention and makes them want to keep reading. This could be a question, a quote, a fact, a joke, or a story. Background information to help the reader understand the topic better This may include definitions of any key terms, historical background, or relevant statistics. Thesis statement, this is the main argument or point of the essay. It should be clear and concise. Scope of the essay, it should briefly state the main points that will be covered and what the reader can expect to learn. And transition. The introduction should provide a transition into the body of the essay. Remember to use these tools the next time you write an introduction, and let us know in the comments how it went. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my other videos.